Today, I want to talk to you about a subject which is probably quite difficult to speak about at the moment, but necessary. A lot of creative businesses have their activities either reduced or reshuffled due to the COVID-19 pandemic and to a lesser degree, the Brexit changes. Usually those changes, those modifications of the business model and business achievements have been negative. They've been basically a reduction of activity, a reduction of turnover, and this has therefore an impact on your human resources, on the staff that you need as a creative entrepreneur, as a creative business. So what are your options in order to look after your staff and take the right decisions for your creative business in this pandemic-stricken time, and also for UK businesses affected by Brexit? Well, you have to do what's right for your business, for the continuity of the business. And while the furlough plans put in place by the Chancellor of the Exchequer in the UK and the French government in France were okay for a while, because everybody initially thought that the lockdowns would be temporary and short term. Now it is coming more and more plain that this is going to go on for quite a while in the medium term, probably another 6 months or so, until the end of spring, summer, when the weather is better and therefore the COVID virus is less forceful than it is during winter periods. So the furlough schemes were okay, as I was saying, for a while, but and for example, it probably is still being used, that furlough scheme in the UK at the moment, because there is a very strict lockdown, in particular in places like London, where basically most shops are closed. Hairdressers, clothes and other garments shops, only the primary necessities shops, such as supermarkets for food and pharmacies and etc., are open. So as a creative entrepreneur, now you have to think more short term about having to basically integrate this COVID-19 pandemic data into the equation, and it's going to be there for another probably 6 months to a year before things start going back to normal. So what do you do in the meantime? Probably the furlough is going to be all right for a while, but then you'll have to take decisions as to which members of your staff you keep and who do you have to lay off. And these decisions have to be taken now. In the UK, thanks to a way more flexible employment law framework, it is much easier to make staff redundant and much less expensive. So make the most of this flexibility of the UK law, English law, with respect to terminating staff, especially those who have less than 2 years employment, which is usually the case in sectors like retail, hospitality, where the turnover is very high. And in France, well, it's time to make the most of the economic difficulties causes, which allow you to put in place some redundancy plans, which basically means that it will be cheaper and easier to lay off staff by using the redundancy option rather than the termination of an employment agreement for other causes. So seize these opportunities to streamline and make your creative business lean and mean, in order for it to survive and for you to keep on having a livelihood even in these difficult and fraught circumstances. As I said, it's going to go on for another 6 months to a year, so you need to get yourself prepared and think more medium term now. And the furlough scheme is okay, but just a band-aid on the situation that needs to be adjusted for the medium term in terms of managing your human resources in the most efficient way for your creative business. Another thing I wanted to point out with respect to managing your staff is that now teleworking, working from home is de rigueur, and therefore you have to make sure that when your staff works from home, they can do so in a way that your data from your business, your know-how from your business, or the confidential information from your business is protected. So there are several platforms that you can use, such as Citrix, or even Microsoft Office 365, which allow you to give access to your company's basically web organization, online organization and framework through passwords, etc., from basically personal computers, personal PCs of your staff members. And now is indeed the time to find an appropriate IT solution to be able to let your staff work remotely in a way which is efficient, streamlined, and also cheap, so that they can use their own pieces of hardware and devices, but also that protects you and your business in case you need to terminate them in a quick way, and therefore remove access to this online platform from which the basically IT framework of your company is being managed. So look out there. There are some solutions. We at Crefovi use Office 365 from Microsoft, and we're very happy with it. And also, of course, phone lines from your basically business premises need to be rewired to the personal phone lines or mobile phones of your staff members who need to take the calls. I mean, it's all about logistics and planning, but it definitely needs to be done. It's going to be like this for another 6 months to a year. So get used to it and adapt your business, your creative business, accordingly to make it a fruitful and lean and mean creative business for 2021. Bye for now.